happy late Valentine's Day. Because on Valentine's Day, I asked you guys on Twitter, what's your favorite romance anime? So I can now do an honest descriptions unbeknownst to the answerers. Luckily, I got a really great mix, kind of what I was hoping for. Some of you were serious, some of you were, maybe serious. But in any case, it's time for an honest descriptions on all your favorite romance anime. Link to my Twitter in the description. Feel free to participate in the next one when this one comes out. Starting with Pumagouda Orange Road, thanks for playing Scoringo. And it is so like you to decide to pick a romance anime from 1984 as your favorite romance just to show off how awesome of a human being you are. It's not your fault. A lot of people seem to be doing that. It's okay, but you think I don't do my research? You think I couldn't do an honest description on Pumagouda Orange Road, that 48 episode series from 1987? Well, it's about a wonderful romance that's totally not forced and makes a hell of a lot of sense. Girl number one falls in love with the protagonist because he caught her red straw hat on the stairs. Damn, most romantic thing ever. Girl number two falls in love with him because, wow, he made a really hard shot with a basketball. You're probably thinking, yeah, this sounds more like a modern hentai than it sounds like a romance anime. And you're not totally wrong, but little twist, the main character's family has crazy powers like teleportation, psychokinesis, and hypnosis, and time travel and stuff. So, yup, that sort of knocks it back into your average anime category. Next, Pet Girl of Sakuraso. Really says a thing or two about your personality, doesn't it, Marsh? You're trying to get lumped into taking care of an autistic girl that doesn't realize it's weird to always get naked. Anime of the century, everybody. To Love-Ru. Sorry, Rob, apparently you got mixed up between romance and titties. It's an obvious error, but, you know, some virgin otakus don't realize that. Toradora, the ultimate I love you baka anime. Starts off introducing an interesting looking protagonist with these eyes that make him look evil. Don't worry, that's just how it's set up. They never deal with that, and that never sort of comes up past like episode 2. And there's also a little girl. When I say little girl, I mean Mega Lolly. But don't worry, she's the same age as the main character, and she's tsundere to the extreme, meaning she'll beat the crap out of him and break into his house and force him to work for her like a dog. You know, basically a testament to what modern day feminism kind of looks like. Thank you, anime, for finally putting men in their rightful place. Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. Unfortunately, the series isn't about a dude who goes through a different girl every month. Unfortunately, this isn't about a series about girls on their time of the month. Nope. This is about a girl who is in love with a dude who has zero emotions. You're probably wondering why she's in love with him, but that's because let's move on. And she realizes he's a mangaka, so she decides to become his assistant to get just a little bit closer to his dick. Naruto. Getting into some interesting territory, aren't we? Well, this is actually a beautiful romance story, and how it reflects upon Japan at the time of its making. The ships were Naruto and Hinata, Sakura and Sasuke, but that's not what they themselves really wanted. That's what they had to do outwardly so we could see them. This is the beautiful romance story of Naruto and Sasuke, how they keep meeting in secret in the woods to reveal their love to each other. An anime that's ahead of its time by leaps and bounds, breaking the shackles and the vice grip of society, where they could find happiness in private, despite not outwardly revealing their true feelings aside from in episode 3, which was epic foreshadowing to the finale. I'm proud of you, Weeping Angel, for actually discovering and realizing that Naruto chasing Sasuke is a romance anime, and not some boring old shonen. Boku no Pico.
I already sold my soul to Lucifer!
I can see why you're saying that. It's no secret that Boku no Pico is probably the most popular romance anime of all time. No, that wasn't sarcasm. Let's go on YouTube for a second. Let's look around. I don't see a lot of reactions to random romance anime, but I do see a lot of reactions to Boku no Pico, even from non-anime fans. That's right. Boku no Pico is the ultimate gateway anime, getting so many people into the medium. Obviously, I can understand why you would pick Boku no Pico as your favorite romance anime. It's a beautiful story that, again, frees themselves from the shackles of society. Yes, I understand pedophilia isn't really legalized yet, but Boku no Pico was way ahead of its time, even on the homosexual end. So, all in good time. All in good time. I cried at the ending, too. Next, from the Irish otaku, Golden Time. Hey, I loved Golden Time, too. I love it when the female character isn't, you know, in one of those tropes, but instead is just completely psychotic in different ways. Oromonogatari. I love it when it doesn't fall into its normal tropes, where the main character isn't really popular and the female character isn't chasing him awkwardly for his personality, but because he probably has a cannon between his legs. And High School DxD. Never mind, fuck your taste. Your Lie in April. Yeah, that was a lovely romance. You have a dude who's kind of a background guy for most of it, and then he becomes the main focus, and guess what? Then you realize that the guy has PTSD coming out of the wazoo, and he's borderline completely insane. Don't worry, his psychosis gets cured somewhere in the middle of that anime, but by then it's too late. Spoilers. Durarara. Well, I wouldn't consider this a romance anime, but apparently you did it because of Celti and Shinra. Well, they were an interesting couple, that's for sure. You got awkward-looking virgin doctor guy and, Celti, a headless freak show from a different species. Well, this is obvious why it kind of worked out. Celti likes the doctor because Doctor's the first guy that ever showed her love. Doctor likes Celti because she's the first girl he ever saw naked, and he figured that she was his only shot at a partner. So, you see, he was thinking ahead the whole time. My personal favorite romance from Dadada was Shizuo and Izaya, but hey, that's just me. Next, we have Kanojo x Kanojo x Kanojo x. Definitely a solid romance anime. But just remind me, was that the one where they used the dirty toilet brush as a dildo, or was that the other one? Next, from a friend of mine, Missy Cronexia, Bible Black. Yeah, Misty, I see you're the good Catholic you always were. Respect, man, for watching those Christian romance anime. The main issue with Catholic romance for me is, you see, priests and nuns, they just don't really get it on, and when they do, you really don't want to see them doing it, for obvious reasons. That's why I respect you for picking something ahead of its time like Bible Black, that serves as more of a Catholic romance sci-fi that actually tells the truth. Yes, every good church has a tentacle monster or two. Don't know why no one is willing to say it. That's why the Bible Black documentary meant so much to me. Obviously, Misty, your taste as exquisite as always. Thanks for playing. And I don't know if you read your reply, but it says, my dad watched that yesterday. Ho! I tried to break my father into watching anime by showing him Death Note, but now that I think of it, Bible Black may have been a better strategy. Next, School Days. Of course. I know, right? People keep complaining constantly. Oh, I can't watch this anime. It's not realistic. Romance anime? It's so not realistic. Harem of girls? Tsunderes? Yanderes? I can't watch this shit. Well, people turn a blind eye to one of romance's greatest stories in history of mankind. Oh, Romeo and Juliet was good? I personally didn't think so. Killing each other at the end because they were too pussy to not run away? Well, School Days is the most realistic romance anime I have possibly ever seen. First of all, it acknowledges itself for what it is, calling itself School Days, because every other romance anime, whether it's called Tiger and Dragon, yeah, it'll also be in a school. Or The Pet Girl of Sakuraso, yeah, that's also in a school. So School Days acknowledges itself for what it is immediately. And also, yeah, the relationship isn't freaking perfect. And yeah, the characters are realistic. If there's a dude with a girlfriend and 10 other girls want to have sex with him, not every boyfriend would be loyal enough to turn them down. School Days understands the psychology of humanity and crafts a realistic tale, especially the ending. Yup, it's the ending that makes the protagonist the most relatable anime character in history. Spoilers though, so we'll avoid it. On Ohana. Apparently it seems you're not quite sure if this would be a romance anime, but on the contrary, I've learned more about romance from this anime than from almost any other anime I've ever seen. If someone walks in on me, you know, squeezing the chicken, and they seem alarmed by what they just witnessed, you simply tell them, no, you are having sex with a ghost lolly. All misconceptions will be cleared up, and their respect for you will skyrocket. Trust me, it's a win-win situation. You should all have tried it at least once in your life to inspire someone else as much as I have. Pokemon. So I see why you think that Pokemon is the greatest romance anime of all time, and it's simply because it's probably the most relatable romance anime of all time for any otaku. We all grew up with Pokemon, and we all grew up watching Ash have so many female friends, but never getting it on with anyone. Just like most of us, who probably have multiple female acquaintances, but, you know, we like anime. But that's not why I personally find Pokemon to be the greatest romance anime of all time, or at least one of the greatest. I think it deserves every bit of hype as a romance anime it gets from Gardevoir. Yes, people deny it and people call it cringe, but be honest, she or he is damn fine. And even if you'd make fun of others, you yourself, I guarantee you, have passed by a doujin or two of everyone's first waifu. I would love to go through all all of its attacks and all the advantages it has by being in the Pokemon setting as far as waifu material, but in all honesty, especially with our progressive society as it is, I'm sure all of you have thought of that already. I think this is one thing everyone in the entire anime community can actually agree on, but no one will actually say anything. Band behind me and open your heart. Hashtag Gardevoir best waifu. Don't let things like hate speech and facts oppose how you really feel. Oh man, I love honest descriptions. I could say my actual opinions and it comes off as sarcasm so no one thinks I'm a freaking weirdo. It's amazing. Wait, is this thing still recording? Speaking of, I'm a bit surprised no one mentioned Seven Deadly Sins when clearly Lord Twigo is best husbando. Don't get it. The next two answers I got, one was complete sarcasm, which is hilarious, and the other one is complete honesty, which just totally makes me respect the guy way more. So Jojo Talks Too Much, a friend of mine, another YouTuber, says clearly SAO, which is hilarious how I can do an honest description on how SAO is such a great romance. Anime Recon, another YouTuber friend of mine, says SAO. Unfortunately, he means it. Yep, SAO is Recon's favorite anime. So, let's do an honest descriptions of Sword Art Online real quick. One of the greatest modern romance anime known to mankind. There's the protagonist, a guy that is built purely so that if you're a depressed, sad sap with no self-confidence, you can project yourself upon him. They gave him no personality to conflict with your own, if you have one. They made him OP, they made him travel alone, and they gave him a harem of bitches. Chances are the people that project themselves onto this guy are anime fans, so they made the obvious decision to make every single girl that falls in love with him a tsundere. That's right, they all hate him in the beginning, but sort of love him at the end. Whether it's Silica, who hated him, but don't worry, he saved her and helped her out, so now she loves him because that's everything any girl would want. And there's Liz, a girl that in the beginning hated him, but he saved her at one point, even though he's the one that got her in trouble, and she loves him now because that's all any girl wants. Or Sinon, you know, when she figured out he was a dude, she started hating him, but then he saved her, so she loves him because that's all any girl wants. In Alfheim Online, every single commander of the allied races are female, and they didn't like him because he was a Spriggan, but he saved them, so all the allied races commanders now loved him because he saved them, and that's all every girl wants. Asuna in the beginning hated him because he was a spoiled, egotistical son of a bitch that wanted to travel alone and acted like an asshole, but then he kind of saved her, and now she loves him because that's all any girl wants. Yeah, they really blew their cash funds on building female characters here. The only love interest that isn't the tsundere is fucking Climb, but the story remains the same. Every love interest character is a weak-willed bitch, and that's exactly what everyone that's trying to use Kirito as an escapist character wants out of life, because that's kind of their only chance. They're waiting for someone to fall into the two categories that every single one of these love interests is in. A, they love Kirito for his epic sword skills online, and B, they love Kirito for his epic sword skills online. Not gonna lie, I was expecting SAO, but I'm just so happy it came from one sarcastic answer and from one serious one. That just worked out great. And finally, a friend of mine, Anime Uproar, said, my favorite is the one with high school students, but they're scared to confess their feelings. Now, obviously, I don't know which one he's talking about, but Misty Cronexia, who's obviously a genius, said, so every romance anime ever? Cracking Anime Uproar's code instantly. However, retaining composure, Anime Uproar answered him, nah, you know the one. It's the guy is kind of average and one of the girls is a tsundere. That basically knocks out most anime because, as you know, most anime has at least 4 tsunderes. But which one is he thinking of? I wouldn't know, but it's up to the anime library, Misty Cronexia himself, to figure it out. Oh, Data Live. Gotcha. Yeah, because the anime that most accurately matches that description is the one in the semi-post-apocalyptic world with a dude that's trying to save the day by fucking spirit girls while keeping his little sister happy, since that psycho lolly is the leader of a spirit-killing task force. Sounds about right. That's a better match than every other romance high school anime on the face of the planet. A lot of you don't realize this, but Misty Cronexia is a YouTuber superhero, bald, funny man, Lee Weep, according to his 6-month-old daughter, and he's trying to save Anime Uproar from the wrath of the honest descriptions. He knows that Anime Uproar loves Clannad, Clannad, and he knows that I would have started destroying Clannad with the description he gave me. So, once again, Misty Cronexia is there to save the day. Usually, this time he failed. He almost had me completely fooled with his brilliant ploy of putting Date Alive as what Anime Uproar actually intended. He almost had me so close, but Date Alive has two tsunderes. Even Misty couldn't save your precious Clannad from the wrath of the honest descriptions. Clannad Season 1's generic shit. Thanks everyone for playing. This is the first time I'm doing something like this, so I apologize if it didn't come out that great. I'll hopefully improve with practice like, everything else. Meanwhile, feel free to follow me on Twitter because when this one comes out, I intend to announce the next one, and I'd love it if you guys can take part. Felt like changing things up a little bit. You know me. That's kind of my thing. Trying new stuff. Hopefully it'll work. Hopefully you'll like it. If you did, feel free to leave a like. If you want more, feel free to subscribble. Thanks for putting up with my random nuxness. I love you guys. Stay weird, fam.